All right. I'm here with Primalista Terri, or Tegs, as I like to call her, much to her friends' disgust. And Terri is all the way in Victoria. So Terri, tell us a little bit about where you are in Victoria and how long you've been with Primal Alternative.
So, I'm in Caulfield, so just south of the city of Melbourne, so pretty in a city. I've been with Primal Alternative for just over 2 years. Woohoo! I think my Primaversary, however you say that, was I think middle of March or something. So, yeah, amazing. 2 years has gone, and still here, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I'm stoked to be celebrating your second Primaversary, as we like to make up our own words. Primaversary. Stoked to be celebrating with you. So thanks for volunteering yourself for a Primaversary interview. It's really awesome to be able to give you a shout out and your customers and stockists as well. So the first question, I've got 4 questions for you today, Tegs. And the first one is, what problem were you struggling with before Primal Alternative?
So for me, I was a scientist, and my job sort of changed, and my hours, were cut back, and so I was sort of looking for something to maybe top up my income a little, but also for me, it was also a thing of filling in a bit of time, which I know might be a little bit different to the busy mums out there homeschooling, etc. But I wanted something that I've always sort of been interested in, retailing or having my own business. I looked at things like coffee vans and stuff like that. And a lot of things were, it's very expensive, obviously, to start up a lot of those things. So for me, it was great thing, and it is a great thing for me to have, to fill in some hours and make some money, and then meet with people in my community at markets and such.
So how does that look for you, Tegs, in terms of the markets that you do, and do you want to give your markets a special mention?
Yeah, sure. So my local market is the Bentley Farmers Market, and it's a big market. We get about 1,000 people come through the 4th Saturday of the month, and now they've actually introduced another market, so the 2nd Saturday of the month, which is amazing. A couple of the other markets I was doing are down south on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula. Sadly, at the moment, they're closed, but we can still sell our food through the Open Food Network, so we can sort of advertise through that, and that's all free, which is fantastic. So it's been an Australian company sort of set up this free software. And I've picked up a new market. I drive up into the country in the north at Riddles Creek. Beautiful area in the Macedon Ranges, and fantastic, really lovely country vibe. And I've done 2 markets. I've got that market again on Saturday, and wow, the demand has been incredible. You don't know when you turn up at a new market. You've got no idea really of the socioeconomics and all that sort of thing. And are we an unknown factor up there? And a number of people had heard of Primal Alternative. Lots of people wanted grain-free, gluten-free, etc. And lots of people wanted keto products, which I was, pleasantly surprised. So, the last 2 markets I've completely sold out, and it's been really well run, very safe. People are really respectful of distancing and all that kind of stuff. So I felt very comfortable there and made some good money.
That's awesome. Well done. Sounds perfect. Now, you've been with Primal Alternative for 2 years. Tell us about some of the major breakthroughs you've had in that time.
Well, I think the breakthroughs have been, I think I've been very successful with the markets. And I think I've also gained quite a lot of, I guess I've got a lot braver in talking to people, dealing with people. Being a scientist, I sort of a little bit, not locked away in front of my computer or my lab or whatever. So for me, I think I've gained a lot more confidence with dealing with people and talking about nutrition and, you know, I've sort of a diabetes background, so I'm obviously quite interested in the effects of good food and nutrition on, you know, on food as medicine and all that. So, yeah, I think I'll probably gain confidence and, yeah, just really enjoying dealing with people, even more than I thought I would. I always thought I wouldn't enjoy that very much, but, yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. And you've been to some pretty cool events as well over that time. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Primal Alternative related events you've been part of?
Yeah. So that's been excellent because I've, you know, a bit of fangirl stuff, meeting some, you know, pretty famous people, and I've been to the summit, the wellness summit, the last 2 years in Melbourne, where all of our sisters, including yourself, get together, and that's been fantastic, coordinating with everyone else and meeting lots of cool people. But I've also been involved with a couple of other low carb events, and a couple of them I organised myself and had another sister come along, and that was great fun. And yeah, and two of the events we were the only stall there, so we got a lot of exposure, and people were very kind and really very interested in all the products. So yeah, so that was a real blast. You know, you go on, it's busy and you're on a real high, and then you finish, and but then, yeah, you get ongoing customers, which is great.
Yeah, that's so cool. And just on the breakthroughs again, I know you have personally had some lovely customer feedback. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how often you get the feedback and how it comes?
Yeah, so I'm a member, obviously, of quite a few Facebook groups, and I'm an admin also of a fasting, low carb sort of group. And so people are just, you get lovely feedback about, wow, you know, I didn't realise that you could get such good, healthy, pure ingredients, you know, products that are also low carb and keto. And then one recently was just gorgeous. Actually brought me to tears. It was just before Easter, and I had a customer order a box of goodies for her mum, and the customer lives down the coast, so she's not a local customer for me, but her mum lives near me. And so she said, look, is it possible, would you be able to get this together and deliver it for Easter? I said, oh yeah, no problem. And then she said, oh look, any chance at all you can make it Easter Sunday? And I said, oh yeah, no problem. I'm not doing anything. We're all stuck at home, and, you know, there's no family events or anything. And I normally would be away on holidays. I said, yeah, sure. You know, so we did all the details, and then she said, oh look, is there any chance you could also put some nice Easter eggs in? And I said, oh, okay. So, you know, we went and bought some nice Lindt chocolate, dark chocolate Easter eggs, put them all in the box, left them on the veranda, walked away. She texted Mum, and then her mum opened it as a surprise, and she just sent me the most gorgeous text message, and I actually put it on Facebook as well. It was just, yeah, made my day. I'm nearly crying now thinking about it. It was so lovely. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. No, I love it. And I remember when you shared that with us at Easter, and it's so nice. I love how we all come into the Facebook group and share the feedback like that, because it gives everybody that, I'm really crying. Oh, I can tell, you know, like, it's just lovely to share all the warm and fuzzy feelings. It's nice. It's really cool. Now, I know it's been more than 4 questions, but you've kind of sparked a few questions as you've gone along. So I know that, you know, you're a diving instructor. You love to go on holidays. You're about to have a trip around Australia in your caravan, which is kind of like unusual if you're a business owner. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about how the flexibility of this model has really worked well for you over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so and you're right, you know, I can imagine a lot of small business owners would just have to be glued to their business and couldn't go away. And I remember, I think when I originally joined up a couple of years ago, I said to you, well, you know, I do like going on holidays, and how would all that fit in? And look, it's been really good. And really the secret to it is that we have this fantastic collaboration of all the sisters around us. And we have a good number of people, number of women in Victoria, and particularly around Melbourne. And so we can all cover for each other. So when I originally we were planning this back in January, February, I actually already had one of the sisters that lives close to me lined up to cover all my markets and, bake for local customers and such. So although we've been a bit delayed with going away, that will definitely happen. And, for her, it's great. She's got these ready market that customers that she can go to, and I know that we all bake the same. We've all got the same quality ingredients, all same products, etc. And so you can leave feeling very satisfied that it's all in good hands. Plus, I can easily be contacted if there are any problems or issues, or if I get emails from local customers, I'll pass them on to her. And yeah, I can. If I've got a few ingredients and things that are left that are, I can pass them on as well. So it really is very flexible. It's it's great.
Yeah, it's great. I love it because I think, it's a bit of a win-win-win. And then when you come back from your holidays, your customers are used to still coming to be able to get their Primal alternative products. So you just pick up where you left off. You don't need to start again and start building your business just because you had an amazing holiday, and you should have an amazing holiday, and we should have these amazing lives, and why not? So I love that. So my final
sorry, I did have like a week away with work. I was fortunate to get some shifts in the country, and it was very simple for me to just contact someone and say, look, can you cover? And it works really well. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great. Love it, love it, love it. So what else do you want us to know about the Primalista license, or the community, or your experience over the last 2 years takes?
I would say, look, it's been a lot of fun. It can be hard work at times, but it's sort of what you put into it. So for me, it was, as I said at the start, it was something to top up my income, fill in some time. But if I really wanted it to be a real job, or I could do a lot more. I do a few markets, I've got a couple of stockists, but you could easily contact lots of cafes, health food stores, IGAs, and really put a lot more into it as a full-time job. But for me, my choice was not to do that. I wanted to do enough to, as I said, top things up, fill in some time and have fun and enjoy it. But, it's amazing when you think that, there's a number of us all running small businesses as women, and it's very empowering. And I think you don't know until you give it a go, actually. I didn't expect that it would be this much fun. And, here I am 2 years later, and I still love baking. I still love turning the Thermomix on, getting the ingredients out, and making these beautiful breads and cookies and such. So it's still really fun.
Love it. So what would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining Primal Alternative and becoming a Primal Alternative producer like you are?
Look, I'd say you obviously need to think about your own area, what you want to get out of it. And really, what attracted me initially was the startup is good value. You're not having to buy into a large established previous business. You are buying into everything else, the recipes and all the the fantastic backup and labels and all that. But look, until you give it a go, you don't know. And I think just be careful. Just make sure you've got time. Make sure you've got a little bit of money in the bank to get yourself started. You definitely don't want to be racing down to the health food shop to buy 200 grams of this and whatever. You want to be able to establish and get good contacts. I have fantastic local egg farmer delivers, and you start to create a good network around you. But I think although it seems very scary, you've got a lot of support. We have fantastic support from yourself, from our, my local sisters, everyone else in Australia on the Facebook page. So really, you can ask a million questions. We've all been there, done that, and you've got everything's there ready for you. It's not like you have to develop a recipe. As I said, I was a scientist. I was a you know, weigh it, mix it, bake it. That's it. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to decorate a beautiful cake or anything, because that would be a disaster for me. So yeah, I think it's a great business model because it's all there for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. Some amazing words today, Terri. Thank you so much for giving your time. We're going to give you a big shout out on the Primal Alternative Family Network. And yeah, just seriously so stoked to be celebrating your second Primaversary. I can't wait to celebrate your third and your fourth and your fifth and your sixth. So it's so cool to, yeah, so cool for you to be in the sisterhood. And I really love everything that you do. So thanks for your contribution.
Well, thank you, Helen. It's been a great working relationship, and yeah, you're very nice, great person to deal with. So happy to.
Woo! Happy to. Awesome. Thank you, Terri.
See you.